Let me relate an everyday sequence of events that happens in all our daily lives. It happens to me, it happens to you, it happens to all of us. You wake up in the morning, duck down to your fancy wash basin, take out your toothbrush and apply paste, put it in your mouth. Now you don't know what you're putting in your mouth. You go to your kitchen and make some chai. You don't know what's going into that chai. And then you go make breakfast. Salt, you put in some extra salt. You don't know what that salt contains. Masala, spices, you have no idea what they contain. You dress up for work, for office, you wear branded clothes, you really don't know what you're wearing. Who actually has made those clothes? How much you have paid for those? Duck down to your car, start driving. You just had it serviced last week. You don't know what has been put inside your car. You already have a little clue about what we are talking about. Adulteration, contamination, you have heard all those words before plenty of times in a piecemeal fashion on WhatsApp videos and all kinds of things, all kinds of sources, common kind of folk wisdom. What we have done here is a little special variation on that. We are talking about branded goods. When you say something, when you call something a brand, you are actually reposing a lot of trust in its quality control, and thereby you are willing to pay for it. But did you know that maybe from at least to a quarter, 25% to up to 40% of branded goods, all branded goods available in the market are or can be potentially fake? We have done a comprehensive story on this. Joining me for this discussion is Jeevan Prakash, our Chief Investigating Officer. And please tell us what exactly we are talking about here. The broad ambit, let me sort of explain. 25 to 40% of all branded goods in the market means potentially, one estimate goes that it's a 1 trillion rupee economy. That's the scale we are talking about. So what exactly are we talking about, and how does it happen? What is the process, and how did you come across this story?
Yeah, if we see in this story, I think this is just tip of the iceberg. I mean, what we have said in the story. We are talking about all products across all the sectors. We are talking about starting from food, we are going to apparel, we are going to electronics, we are going to auto parts, medicine, everywhere. So whichever
you have a headache, you pop a pill, you don't know what you're having.
Yeah.
You put on lipstick. Again.
And it's happening through a parallel illegal supply chain. So the supply chain which provides product from manufacturer, the product goes to the customer. So this is one valid chain, and a parallel chain runs for illegal supply, for counterfeit product. So there's a place, like one place a printer sits, and he is printing all the fake or let's say counterfeit packaging materials. Then that material goes to the wholesaler. Now wholesaler, he has to, if it is a food product, then wholesaler needs raw material to fill into that packet. So he will, there's another set of people, they are providing raw material. Now this raw material, the wholesaler will fill both, and then fill the raw material with the packet with the raw material, and then it goes to the retailer. Now from retailer it goes to the customer. So this is a very simple supply chain.
But it's a very simple description of what is actually a kind of a complex thing, but it's complex because it's not very organized.
Yeah.
It's a very loose network of probably hundreds of little hubs all over the place.
Exactly.
There are hubs in East Delhi, for instance. There are all over the country, of course, there are places, but Delhi is a big hub.
Yeah.
And for auto parts, when you talk about auto parts, what gets made in Delhi is servicing the whole country. Okay. Otherwise, food products, tea, various things like that, we are servicing, the Delhi counterfeit makers. So little hubs, he has visited a few places, small places in East Delhi, where up in a small room somewhere, they are making hundreds and hundreds, churning out flawlessly printed packets of branded
so
coffee,
precise,
branded tea,
you
branded.
Make out. I mean, if you see like what we have shown on the cover, if you see the two products, can you make out?
No. Not even the manufacturer can make out. It's almost like those masterful copies of the classics, of paintings, where even the original author is sometimes confused about, or that's the. Now we have a potential kind of an area of curiosity here, which is that the one of the people who actually get who suffer on account of this, suffer a huge amount of losses, is obviously the companies who make these brands themselves. Now there is a little bit of a curious reluctance on the part of companies to go very big on pursuing these cases.
I fully agree,
And what exactly is the cause for that?
See, the problem is that companies are very they are cagey about talking on this topic. They don't want to talk about the aspect of counterfeit of their products. So
because they get a bad name and people might not buy.
Exactly. So in most of the cases, what has happened when I spoke to a lot of private, because they hire private detectives. These detectives, they work for them. So surveillance, the getting information, then investigation, all these things, and after that, raid is conducted.
But then when the police comes in and then it goes to court, the companies back out.
Exactly.
Very often they back out. They don't want the cases to go on. So the trade actually carries on.
But then again, we should see this aspect also, because legal the process is so complicated here in India that companies don't want to start a legal battle. They are here to do business.
Is there a surprise for you? It surprises no one that the legal process is actually very complicated, and we don't want to.
That is why most of the companies are interested in Caesar only. That yes, counterfeit product is there.
Okay. 1 second. There was a chap who, in your story that you quote, who says that sometimes companies are themselves partly in on the whole game, I would want you to kind of without naming any names.
Cases,
first, let me tell you, online buying offers you no immunity at all, because plenty cases have come out now where fake goods have been delivered. So that is by itself no guarantee of absolute quality being delivered, and you being able to trust the product that is being given to you. Now I want you to tell us that little story of a very popular brand that was a company's lawyer told him. So we won't take any names, but please
because the company representative is not here to defend.
No, the story.
The story is like what he told me, that recently there was a big online sale. So what happened that the wholesaler,
you might have clicked on that button.
The wholesaler, he got so many demands. I mean, the demand was so high that he contacted the counterfeiter, and counterfeiter supplied the material to him, product, and then the product was sold to the customer online.
Okay. So an online shopping site puts out a 60% discount. People go crazy and click the button like crazy, and the demand is so high. This guy has 1,000 pieces in his godown, and there are orders for 6,000 pieces. What does he do? He actually goes down to those little places.
In fact, he was talking about amount also. The 1 crore business. The demand was something around 1 crore. The demand was 3 crore, and the product he had was worth rupees 1 crore. So he had no way to fulfill the demand. So he outsourced it to a counterfeiter, and got a lot of product and then supplied.
Just one last thing here, when you said the legal process is complicated, one of the things is that the law itself, there is no singular law for counterfeiting. So various things come in, various it's a maze of different food safety, for instance. There are food safety departments all over the state.
Problem in food safety. I think major problem in food safety, because what happens, there's a lack of coordination, especially in Delhi.
No. That other aspect that you were talking about, that food safety people are actually not concerned about anything else.
See, counterfeiting food safety is concern is substandard quality of food. So if counterfeiting is there and food quality has not been compromised, they don't bother.
So they are only bothered about the food safety aspect of it, not the fact that a fake product is being sold to you.
Exactly. I think this matter is also pending in Delhi High Court, and Delhi High Court has asked for the food safety regulator in India to give their reply on this matter.
There's another aspect where the intellectual property right, that whole domain comes in, because when you're copying a very popular brand, what you're doing is copying the logo, copying all kinds of things. So partly it's the IPR regime that comes in, right?
Yeah, it's a billable offence. The Copyright Act and Trademark Act. There are two acts. So it's a billable offence. So what police normally, the prosecuting agencies, they enforce other sections of IPC and CRPC to make it more serious. So the people are counterfeiters are imprisoned also under these provisions, but major problem is that companies don't go after counterfeiters. They are only interested in seizure. So after some time, case gets diluted, and counterfeiters
back in the business. So this is what's going on.
Yeah.
What we have is like one of the biggest and ongoing everyday frauds in our country, which carries on without anyone blinking their eye. All of us are consuming medicines, food, wearing things, and all kinds of things.
Yeah, let's not forget that consumer is the biggest sufferer. Victim is the consumer. I'm paying money, but I'm not getting the
when you're having ghee, because ghee has your nutritionist has told you that ghee is about the best thing that you can have for almost everything under the sun. You really do not know what you're ingesting, and 25 to 40%, in terms of money volumes, as I told you, it's a 1 trillion rupee economy. How many zeros in a trillion, Jeevan? Even I don't know. You work that out on your own, and please do pick up the issue.